Son shit, y'all ready?
I hope y'all are. This episode is about Lake Lanier. Yeah, I don't know. I've touched on wanting to do stuff like this before, and then I'd walk it back. For those that don't know, it used to be a black community, Oscarville. A whole bunch of stuff jumped off, and the community was destroyed, and then it was destroyed to be made into a man-made lake. That is American history at its best. You know what I'm saying? That is the quintessential piece of American history. Next month is February, quote unquote, Black History Month. And we all know what Trump said last year, all that DEI stuff. We ain't gonna be out here talking that Black History Month. Cool. And last year, what I did to counter that, I was more diverse, inclusive with the equity, DEI. I was about that life, and I gave y'all White History Month. I had a lot of people kind of coming at me funny, like, yo, son, what you doing? We'll be doing this during his presidency. So there's 2 more of these coming after this one. I say Lake Lanier is quintessential American history. American history is so all over the place. There's points in American history where settlers who were heading out west and trying from, you know what I'm saying, because Missouri was as west as it got. So back in those days, if you went to explore, they were chopping it up with Native Americans. They respected this tribe's area. They traded with these tribes. They kicked it with these people. You know what I'm saying? They knew which tribes didn't get down with them. They knew who to stay away from, and they knew who to build with. You know what I'm saying? And then corporate greed, American greed, racism, and the powers that be destroy whole communities of the Native Americans. Look it up. Back in the day, you knew who was who, you knew what was what, you knew where you shouldn't go, you knew where you could go. You understood what was going down. Sometimes when natives had their internal conflicts between different tribes, you stepped back. But when it's all said and done, who's winning? Who are we trading with? You know what I'm saying? There was places where natives freely walked around and in towns. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there was always the hecklers and the racist remarks, but for the most part, the town was like, oh, whatever. They bringing something to trade. They bringing something to do something. Boom, boom, boom. Money, fur, you know what I'm saying? Spices, food, whatever. What you need, we got it. Ammo. They was out here giving, people don't understand, they was selling ammo to Native Americans at one point. Then it all just became what it became. And I say that because that goes back to Lake Lanier. There was a point where it was more profitable than their white counterpart neighboring communities, and there was this hostility and jealousy. And all it takes is one white woman saying something happened, and it all breaks down. You know what I'm saying? But that's what our history is. So yeah, next month we'll be doing the white people history. Speaking of white people history, what I love is what's happening right now. People are historians to a degree. Everybody wants to be an historian when they want to make their point. You see what I'm saying? Social media has a duty to be media. Media does 2 things. Media either entertains or media informs. What we're seeing right now is a lot of people who are good at the entertaining aspect wanting to educate. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a lot of comedians. I'm seeing a lot of comic book people. I'm seeing a lot of people who do music. I see a lot of people who just like to have fun and joke and get nostalgic. I see a lot of people who do the fashion thing and check me out here and check me out there. And I've watched people with only fan pages speak up politically against ICE. And I've seen some speak up politically for ICE. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is we're at this weird crossroads where I personally cannot respect anybody, any quote unquote content creator, if they're not talking about what's going on. At the end of the day, you should not be able to go anywhere without these conversations. Lives are being lost. At some point, whenever Trump decides to switch his target to another area, it's going to happen in another area. And it's going to happen in another area. And we all need to be informed. We all need to be on top of it. There's a point on either side. And that's the thing. I don't care which side you weigh in. You're pro-ICE, you're pro-ICE. You're anti-ICE, you're anti-ICE. My issue with pro-ICE is we are no longer dealing with naivete. This is now blatant disrespect. You can't avoid this. You can't avoid the fact that there are people armed, walking around, bullying, instigating, using their authority to mistreat people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, I think most of these people are people who couldn't do anything else. There's a shorty who was on I think CNN or something, and she said she thinks a lot of these ICE people are part of the Proud Boy squad. People like, where they at? We ain't seen them since ICE been popping. And then there was a chick who was part of Antifa. She was like, they didn't even do background checks. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do, they just gave her the job. They said they interviewed her. They said they did a drug test. They didn't do any of that. They need people. They're grabbing randos out here. These are those people who sucked in anything important like this that you have now given guns to. These are the people who most likely either used to bully people or used to be the cornball that got bullied. You know what I'm saying? There's no middle ground. That's how wild the game is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's taking their sides. Everybody's and humanity is now questionable. Because you can't be a humane person being pro-ICE. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not one person that doesn't disagree with the fundamentals. If you're not documenting it, yeah, you shouldn't be here. Then there's a right way to go about the process. Everybody's in agreement with that. This, what y'all seeing on these streams and what y'all seeing on these TV screens and what y'all hearing about in these newses and all this, that's a whole different thing. So if you're still pro-ICE, knowing all of this is going on, that's where the problem is. And nobody wants to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It's crazy. I'm going to get away from all that. We're going to talk about basketball. Let's talk about basketball. Last week, when I say last week, I guess this past Sunday, which, by the way, I hope all y'all are okay, because it was crazy. I went into all of this political stuff, and I ain't even addressed the real elephants in the room, that White Death. Boy, when they said it was going to be bad, they weren't playing. It's bad, son. It was crazy. Like the degrees or non-degrees. They like, it's negative this, it's negative that. The snow is this much, and boom, 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 the whole country. If you were hit with this snow, you were shut down for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Kids ain't going to school. You know what I mean? It's wild. It's wild out there. But, yo, we here. NBA. Last week, during the Broncos game, and it's probably come up many times before, and I just never paid attention. There was a commercial where it was talking about how the NFL brings families together. Grandpa likes it. The young daughter like it. So-and-so like it. Unc like it. Moms likes it. Boom, boom, boom. It brings the family together. The NFL brings generations together. And I thought to myself, Baseball could do the same thing. If you've ever been to a baseball game, you see older people with their grandchildren. Everybody's together. And when they speak on baseball, it's all love. And I'm like, the NBA can't do that. The NBA has allowed itself to be this weird generational divide. You know what I'm saying? We've allowed the NBA to go, this generation sucked, this generation doesn't. You know what I'm saying? If you're an older person, you think what they're doing today is trash. If you're a younger person, you think what they were doing back in the day is trash. They're not going to be able to fix this. And I don't know if Adam Silver doesn't care. But if you know me, if you've heard me talk about the NBA long enough, you know David Stern would have put an end to this as soon as it was starting to become a thing. Adam Silver could care less. You know what I'm saying? Adam Silver's about that money. The product is being tarnished. And as long as you have this weird divide, you can't get anywhere. My kid's 19 now. 10 years ago, Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors went on that historic run just to meet LeBron James and them and lose when they had a 3-1 lead. This is when you started seeing people joke on the way they played basketball back in the day. This is when you started seeing people tell you, oh no, them dudes playing today are way more athletic and way more this, that, and the third than they ever been, no matter what. And they went past Jordan and Bird, and they were going all the way back to the 50s and 60s and going, yo, them dudes was garbage and it ain't getting no better. This is the best it's gonna ever get. 10 years ago. 10 years ago. So if you're my kid, you are now an adult, and this is what you've been told your entire basketball life. You know what I'm saying? You're 12, you're 13, you're 14, now you're like, you know what I'm saying, you're 22, 23, 24, and that's what you're seeing. When you see these people trying to hammer down that argument, these are 20-some-year-olds who never saw basketball back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the arguments I swear I heard a few weeks ago was, man, role players are doing some of the layups Michael Jordan and them was doing. Oh, Michael Jordan would be nothing more than a role player. And you're like, dang, for real? So we just gonna take the drive away, right? We gonna just take the determination that Michael Jordan had. Y'all just, cause, and a lot of times I think that's what they're doing. They're just looking at skill. They're not looking at mindset. Michael Jordan's mindset, Kobe Bryant's mindset, Allen Iverson's mindset, and today's skill level, they'd be elite players. Dennis Rodman would be a monster. Isaiah Thomas would be a monster with today's joint. Magic, Larry Bird, monsters. It's gonna look like bully ball all day. And everybody's looking at it from a skill thing. Max Kellerman and Rich Paul, which is, I see clips of it. It's on Netflix. By the way, Netflix does podcasts now. They have a whole gang of podcasts. They'll have these clips, and I think I said it one time before. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch Rich Paul because Rich Paul speaks from a perspective of someone who has his defenses up. He's not 100% real. He's not genuine. It's not candid. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not unfiltered. Everything he's saying, everything he's doing is with purpose. Max doesn't owe anybody anything. You know what I'm saying? So Max is just giving it to you. And they said, I think you got Kobe, Mike, and Bron. Same draft year. Who's going first? And Rich Paul said, I got LeBron. And he's like, over Mike and Kobe? And he's like, yeah. Now, reading the comments, people are debating. But it's crazy because it's not a debate. If you put them in the same draft year, because of the hype, and that's the thing, you got to take the hype and everything that was going on. Because when people make these conversations, they're thinking with what they know now. You got to go by what it was like when these dudes came in the game. Kobe would still be outside of the top 10. Depending on what year you're putting him in the draft year, you know what I'm saying, he might be sliding out of the top 20. Kobe was the 13th pick. We know Michael Jordan was like third. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is going to either be first or second or even possibly third in 84. You go to 96. LeBron's going to be one or two. It's going to be, do you take this kid that we've been talking about forever, or are we going to take AI? So that's what I'm saying. That's the transitions right there. And again, now you got Michael Jordan also in this draft pool that could possibly push Kobe a little further down, because now ain't nobody even checking for Kobe even more. See what I'm saying? LeBron's actual year, number one, hands down, Michael Jordan might be top 5. Kobe Bryant, again, out of the top 20. So when you go, who do you draft first? Between them three, when giving the hype, it's always going to be LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you're going by what you don't know. So yeah, LeBron James has the hype. LeBron James. Now, you put him in 84. LeBron James, he's going to be decent. LeBron James is going to be decent. LeBron James is going to have a great career. And who knows? I don't know. Chicago wanted Michael Jordan, so it's not somebody going, he'll go to Chicago. No. If you've seen the documentary, they wanted Michael Jordan. Portland might end up taking LeBron. That team is going to have a different dynamic. That team is going to have a different dynamic. And to be honest, because his size isn't that unique for the 80s, he's going to be asked to do more. Like, yo, son, you got to really develop a jumper. You got to boom, boom, boom. Kobe's still not going to start. Mike is still going to be Mike. The rookie of the year will be Mike. You go to 96, that's a woof. That's competition. That's because again, the hype was either LeBron or AI. Michael Jordan coming out of nowhere being Mike. Now we're in this place where, are they going to do a 3-way? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they did with Grant Hill. Grant Hill had the hype. Jason Kidd was the truth. And that's no disrespect to Grant Hill, because Grant Hill was the truth too. If Jason Kidd was even half as good as he was in his rookie year, unanimous, Grant Hill. You wouldn't even been able to play around. They had to do that because they was like, yo, there's no way we're going to overlook what Jason Kidd did, son. Y'all better give Jason Kidd his joint. Nah, son. But you know, we won't Grant Hill. Nah. Co-rookie of the year. They're going to have to do some wild stuff. Michael Jordan has the Michael Jordan year. Allen Iverson has the Allen Iverson year. You to put all this hype on a LeBron James, it's a wrap. Where you going to go? How are you going to do that? You know what I'm saying? And I say Michael Jordan in 84 because Michael Jordan got that team to the playoffs. The Blazers already got a great team. Him being added to a great team is like Barkley being added to the 76ers. We're looking past what you're doing. You're surrounded by greatness, son. You get to eat. So that's how you get Michael Jordan in 84. 96 is a different conversation. It's a different conversation. Who gets the rookie? That's the real question. Who gets the rookie of the year? You know what I mean? Now you go down to LeBron's year, Michael Jordan. Mike is getting it. Mike is getting it, and if Mike doesn't get it, it'll probably end up being Melo. Why? Because Michael Jordan being in Chicago is going to offset LeBron. Y'all don't understand. Mike went to the playoffs his rookie year. They squeezed into the playoffs. So Mike is going to squeeze that team into the playoffs. That offsets LeBron's whole get down. They got that team to the playoffs. So now you got to go, yo, who's going to get it between Melo and Mike? That's the real, you know what I mean? Again, and when people talk about back in the day and all of this stuff, what I think they don't understand is, again, you're speaking because you already know the outcome. And as I'm saying this, I'm also making my point that that's the problem. The NBA isn't bringing generations together. They're okay with this weird generational divide, us versus them, either way you look at it. And it's not helping the game of basketball. It's not helping the NBA. Because you have a group of people, and I've watched people outgrow the NBA. I've watched people who were like, yeah, man, I've been watching since the 2000s. This is definitely not what I was. This is unwatchable. The NBA is in a weird space, and Adam Silver did his job. He got these deals. He did what he needed to do on his end. He's straight. He don't care about the rest of this. Like, the actual game is optional for him. He don't care. Y'all just didn't see it. He could care less about any of this. Anyway, I'ma holler at y'all next month. White People History. Y'all be, yeah, hey, boy. Woo wee. I'ma holler at y'all. We're gonna let this clip play, and we'll get down with y'all later. Please be safe out here with all this cold and all that. Yeah, we do what we do. Thank y'all for listening. Let's do it. Yes, yeah. We hiccuped a couple of times. Salute to Method Man, though. Rest in peace to Big and all that. But salute to Method Man. Ended off the joint with Keep Your Hands High, because that's where that verse was from. You know what I'm saying? You know how crazy it is there's people when that joint dropped that had no idea where that verse came from. You know what I'm saying? Underground, it's wild. I mean, to even say it in that manner, it was an underground hit, because I figured we all knew what that was. You know what I'm saying? In my head, I thought we all knew what I thought we knew where we was at. Apparently, you know what I'm saying, people was like, nah, son, I ain't never heard that before. What's that? Then you play the joint, and then you know how it is. They be like, I don't know, son, I like it better with you. Nah, son. Nah, I know, and don't get it twisted. I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is, no, we ain't gonna play that game. We ain't gonna let you play that game with that record, because that record was dope. Salute to Tracey Lee. Yeah, it's that time of the night. Y'all hear what we do. And we're live, messing up, being cool, being smooth. Because it's cold outside. Girl, who are you holding? If you think you lonely now, woo, wait until tonight, girl. When that cool sub-zero breeze hit, and you be out here like, I'm cold, can you hold me? And then shorty start trying to use words on you like, can you hold me, big daddy? Like, nah. You was talking crazy reckless early, and then you want this body heat. You want this body heat all up on you. Ooh, baby, come on. Then you know how y'all shorties do. Men, you know how the shorties do. They be trying to bump into you. Be like, hey, girl, you need to stop. We going to bed or we doing something else? What you want to do? I want to wake up early. What do you want to do? I feel you. We gonna have to wake up early. Life is crazy like that, son. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Salute. Because there's a study there's a study out here that says there's not really a lot of older dudes popping them pills. Them older dudes still got that natural get down. They still, you know what I mean? They still out here with that lumberjack stack. You know what I mean? They still waking up like, ta-da! So now it's like, who came up with that myth? Like, now I feel like there's a bunch of older dudes who was just like, I don't really want to do it with my wife anymore, but I'm not going to cheat on her. So, and they just don't do it. They be like, it just ain't working right now. They smacking at it. It won't wake up. Because the studies say that old dudes aren't even using it. It's younger dudes. Younger dudes who too high, been using too many drugs, and now it ain't nothing, you know what I mean? Which again, I feel weird. Look, because then there's the other side of that. And women down south and women in Vegas, y'all know, ain't nothing worse than having your man be taken, and then it's a trans woman that took your man. She's more woman than you. You ain't woman enough for me. You know, the Tony Braxton flip. I flipped the Tony Braxton joint. But you know what I mean? And you just mad, like, for real? Like, that ain't even, alright, whatever. I'm a man out here lumberjacking all of a sudden. Paul Bunyan with it. Look at him. He up. Flagpoling right now. You flagpoling. I be butt naked, making it clap, doing all kind of stuff. You just droop. Now, all of a sudden, you do know that's I'm just saying, though. Oh, you are saying. I see now. I understand. It was never about me. Then that's what she tell herself, to feel confident. You know what I mean? Then she go out here and get with a man and have a nice life and be like, yeah. And then every once in a while, she'll see old boy, and that's who he left me with. And the old boy mess around and hurt your feelings all over again. I mean, shorty, you're attractive. That's a dude. Oh, word? Dang. Huh? What you mean, huh? Huh? I'm just saying. I mean, I guess if you get closer, you can see, but from here? Oh my God, you dudes is nasty. Anything with a fatty y'all just on top of it. Shoot. Girl, if Captain Kirk ain't tell you, you better act like you know. I'm Captain Kirk out this joint. You know what I mean? Shoot, we was all little boys out here peeping on Smurfette and Jatara. Like, boy, shoot, Lino tripping, son. Better get that, Lino. Why you playing, son? You know what I'm saying? Up here trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, which Smurf is even close to Smurfette? Like, yo, Smurfette, nah, Handy. Definitely not you, Brainy. Vanity is too caught up into himself. He's an autosexual. Autosexual are people who are sexually attracted to themselves. And vanity is always in the mirror. Bang! So that's what I'm saying. Like, Nan Smurf, like, you're like, Then you realize, as we get older, Papa Smurf was all up on that. Papa Smurf was, yeah, because everybody else was too into their older stuff. You know what I mean? The chef dude was cooking, the lazy dude was asleep, the stinky dude was stinking. You know what I mean? Everybody, the grumpy was too grumpy. Hey, what you wanna? No, get away from me, girl. I'll punch you in your face. Why you so mad? Ugh, the sun outside. I gotta go to my mushroom house. Ugh, leave me alone. She's just like, oh my God, all these dudes and nobody wants to be with me. And Papa Smurf came through. Hey, why don't you come with me to my mushroom? Holla, let me tell me what's going on. Tell Papa Smurf what's going on. And it's on and popping. Don't tell nobody though. You know what I mean? Baby Smurf. How you think? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just craziness, right? Anyway, that ain't what we here to talk about. Matter of fact, I'm glad I kind of like joked a little bit because the stuff I gotta say is very, very serious. You know what I mean? Serious. I don't know, that just made me feel like, bruh, man. Serious. Hey, Maud. Do the head nod. Going through the window. Like, son, the door. Just take the door, man. Take the door. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's do it like this. Take it from the top. We gonna take it from the top. We do what we do because it just don't stop. This. See, we ain't even put the deep voice on it. This moment in Black history. Because this is going to be the last one, I think, right? Maybe? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, we find it, so divine, I'm going to tell it, I'm playing. Anyway. This is about a Georgia town. You know what I'm saying? A majority town that was basically hit with violent crimes in 1912. Let's get into it. Oscarville, man. And here's the thing about Oscarville. You know what I'm saying? It was formed in the 1800s, post Reconstruction. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And they was out here doing the thing. It was an agricultural. Look, I'm out here struggling with that word, boy. That word was a woof. We got it out though. We ain't saying it twice. Y'all know that, right? All right. Community. You know what I'm saying? And it was always out here doing their joint, and it was prosperous. They got their money. You know what I'm saying? And not all the residents were black, but majority were black. You know what I'm saying? In this community at the time, many were all free from slavery after the fighting of the Revolutionary War. You know what I'm saying? By 1912, they had 1,100 residents. You know what I'm saying? 5.27% of these people own land. 109 rented farms. Most of these people were working. They was doing their thing. They was making it happen. This is what we get down with. This is where it gets ill at. Oh, bring the beat back. This is where it gets crazy. You know what I'm saying? They was out here. They raised crops. They did cotton. They did chickens. They was a prosperous area out there in Georgia. Now, around 1912, tension started to arise. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that was basically from the 1906 Atlanta riots. But we talking like 6 years. They were just out here stewing for 6 years. You know what I'm saying? A few white farmers in the area were going through their hardships, and they was like, yo, the reason why we can't get no money and we can't prosper is because these black dudes, they either got better crops than us or they undercutting us with their price. Nah, son, we tripping right now. Let's make it happen. You know what I mean? And this is what happens with that. A dispute between a black boy and a white girl at a peach orchard out there close to Plainville turns into an all-out attempt of a lynching of several black men. The black residents of Plainville resisted, and the situation escalated into a shooting, which ended up being the death of a white sheriff of Plainville. The information about that gets a whole nother joint, right? So now it's like, hey, what's going on up here? Then you figure out they was looking at ways to get into some other stuff where they was trying to, you know what I'm saying, lynch Rob Edwards, and they got to him by the group called the Night Riders who attacked. Now, on September, a 22-year-old white woman named Ellen Grice made an accusation that 2 black men had attempted to rape her. Bring the beat back. She claimed she woke up in her bed and found a black man. He was just there laying there. Like, yo, you gonna give me some of them sheets? It's cold up in her. I don't know what happened. And I shouldn't be trying to make jokes of that, but I'm just saying. First of all, hold on, stop the beat. First of all, she just woke up and there was like a black dude in the bed. I'm like, what? Y'all, they made that sound like that was just something that like people would just do. Like, I was asleep one day and, you know, woke up and there's a black man in my house cooking my breakfast for me. And I was like, no, nah, son. You know what I mean? That was your boyfriend. Bring the beat back. But anyway, so they went out here and they was arresting and running up on a lot of black people. A local preacher, Grant Smith, made an appeal to the sheriffs for the survived black men that was detained. It was like, yo, come on, man. It ain't got to be like this. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, they found out that it was a lie, but they ain't care. You know what I'm saying? Basically, the situation made the white community so mad that the mob surrounded Smith on the steps of the courthouse because he was like, yo, son, I know she lying. And they beat this man with a horse whip. You know what I'm saying? He had life-threatening injuries. He survived, though. You know what I'm saying? Now, a few days later, in September, a white woman named May Crow was found unresponsive in the woods outside of Oscarville. You know what I'm saying? She was between 18 and 19, they say. You know what I'm saying? People were like, she been raped. Don't nobody really know, but that's what they wanted to say. She was raped. You know what I'm saying? Now, you had already had the incident with the Ellen bride, and this is now really fueling these fires, and they like, yo, we really about to go up in here. And this is where it gets crazy, because then they arrest 4 more dudes. And you're like, yo, what's you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing right now? This is crazy. You know what I mean? They ran up on this one joint. You know what I mean? Like, they called them Big Rob. They thought they was gonna get it cracking. Right now, 2,000 white vigilantes formed outside of the courthouse wanting justice. You know what I'm saying? At trial, one of the dudes, bring it back, you know what I'm saying? 2 of the dudes were found guilty of rape. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, how is this possible? The Night Riders then come through. You know what I'm saying? Cause Shorty died, the Crow chick died, May Crow died, and this is where it gets crazy. They threw the fire bombs, they did all kind of stuff. It was really cracking, and they was just like killing people, destroying the evidence. I mean, the residents, the farm, the livestock was killed, and all this kind of stuff. Now, decades following all of this, the land was now being turned into a lake, Lake Lanier. You know what I mean? That is crazy. You know what I'm saying? They flooded the remains of Oscarville in 1950 during the lake's construction. You know what I'm saying? They named the lake after a Confederate veteran and poet, Sidney Lanier. You know what I'm saying? This is just one of the many black towns that have became man-made lakes. But this is one of the more well-known. We definitely need to start trying to figure that out. It's weird to talk about that kind of stuff, because it make you all mad and everything. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm trying to be up-spirity. That ain't the word. Whatever. I'm trying to keep the spirits high, because right now is you know what I mean? The game is so crazy out here in these streets. But anyway, let's get back to what we do. This is King Just. I don't know if y'all remember this joint, the Warriors Drum. Remember? Yo, hold on. Stop me for a minute. Remember when my man had everybody thinking he was a member of the Wu? Ignorantly. It was all out of being just because he was from Shaolin. And he saluted this man. And I'm going to tell you now, as a child, I had a whole lot of respect for him, because he could have rolled the Wu-Tang wave. They go, yo, you part of Wu-Tang? Like, nah, son. Our team is over here. Them dudes is over there. But we all from Staten Island. And it was like, and it felt like overnight, once he started going, I'm not a part of Wu-Tang, people stopped messing with him. The music was dope. But people just stopped messing with him, because it was like, if you from Staten Island, you gotta be Wu. And he wasn't Wu. And so they were like, all of a sudden it's like, yeah, he even copying their stamp. But anyway, salute to my man. And this is what we gonna do. We gonna get down like this. We got a few more minutes, so we gonna have fun. Let's do what we do. Y'all know how we get down. Word up. Legal Crime Radio. Y'all already know. This is what we do. Let's go. Word up. Salute to Elzhi, who did the Elmatic tribute. Ooh. Will Sessions was on the music. You know what I mean? Just dope. This was one of my favorite joints, though, for real. Like, the whole album is dope, but that was my joint. But anyway, it's time for me to go. I'ma holler at y'all Saturday. You know how we do on Saturdays. Everything is dope. Can't nobody get mad at me. Pow. I'm playing gun sounds. Anyway, I'ma holler at y'all. I'm bugging y'all. Anyway, I'ma holler at y'all Saturday, and we gonna do what we do, man. Salute. Oh, no, I can't just leave out. We gotta do it the way we do it, right? All the time, every time. It's like this. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, then I'll go. I'm like, they say you only live once. That's a lie. You only die once. So anytime that your God allows you to get out here and continue your journey, please show the world the best version of you. Y'all stay warm, you know what I mean? And drive safe. Word. I'ma holler at y'all Saturday. Peace.
This is a Soul of Art presentation.